When I first reviewed Easy Come Easy Golf back in 2022, I didn't expect I'd still be talking about it here in 2025. At the time, it felt like a fun little stopgap for Switch owners who wanted a golf game on the go. Now, with Everybody's Golf Hotshots making the jump to Switch under Hyde, the new developer, we finally have a proper turf war on our hands. The timing could not have been better. Just as Hotshots arrived, Easy Come Easy Golf quietly received a surprise patch that lifts performance to 60 frames per second. Now, this may have been a cheeky move to grab the attention on launch week, but it also shows commitment to a game that has gone untouched for the past 3 years. For Switch 2 owners, that extra support makes a big difference. So let's take a look at how both of these titles run on the Switch 2 and how much you're getting for your green fees as a player. Now, before we begin, it's worth noting the impact of the recent update on older hardware. While both games now benefit from smoother frame rates on the Switch 2, the Switch 1 version of Everybody's Golf Hotshots lands in the rough. The wider swing in frame rate there makes the performance look even choppier than before, so this comparison will focus squarely on how both games run on Nintendo Switch 2's hardware. For visuals and presentation, Everybody's Golf Hotshots makes a strong first impression. The character models have a cartoonish style that feel familiar, but what really stands out is its course design. Fairways stretch out into the distance with clear definition, bunkers pop with detail, and water hazards look sharp even at a distance. Lighting is also the highlight, giving each round a feeling of a sunny day on a course. It's not the most realistic golf game out there, but the polish is obvious and it makes every hole fun to look at. Unfortunately, the game suffers from horrendous pop-in and asset loading, particularly during the course flyovers. Trees often pop in from simple placeholders to their more detailed counterparts when the camera gets closer, and that can be a bit visually jarring. The new update also introduces a few oddities with character shadows, and I can't quite explain what it is, but they certainly do look strange in certain angles and lighting conditions. These issues do prevent the visuals from fully living up to the rest of the game's polish. Easy Come Easy Golf goes for a cleaner and simpler style. Characters are more expressive but less detailed, and the courses trade depth for accessibility. There's still variety in the environments, from lush greens to coastal holes, yet the presentation never really tries to wow you. On the Switch 2, the new 60 FPS patch helps the visuals look a lot smoother, which goes a long way into making the game feel more modern despite its age. The game does have a lot more detail on and around the courses, but it clearly shows its mobile roots mainly through 2D assets for foliage and some scenery. The engine is significantly lower poly, and the overall presentation feels less visually polished compared to Hotshots Golf. But despite this, the design is consistent and it still delivers enjoyable rounds, particularly for players who value clarity and charm over high fidelity graphics.
Catch this birdie. Great.
When it comes to performance, Everybody's Golf Hotshots finally feels settled after its shaky launch. The recent patch smooths out the frame rate, bringing gameplay in line to what players would have expected from a more modern release. Swing timing now feels more reliable, animations flow naturally, and the matches run at a steady 60 frames per second for most of the time. It's not flawless, but the game now has the consistency needed for both casual rounds and competitive play. This stability also helps the presentation shine a bit more, since smoother performance makes course flyovers and replays a bit more enjoyable. That pop-in is still there though. The stability highlights the work that Hyde has put in to get the game to where it should be, and while performance problems on the Switch 1 are still very noticeable, even more so now, the Switch 2 version gives players a reliable foundation. It's a relief to see the game run as intended after its rocky start, especially since performance directly affects the feel of every swing and putt. I should also add though, there are still a lot of bugs that need squashing. Easy Come Easy Golf has seen an even bigger transformation with its new patch. The bump to 60 frames per second makes the games noticeably smoother, lending a faster pace and a greater sense of control. Load times are reduced and animations that once looked a bit stilted now move with surprising fluidity, and ball contact feels sharper. Now the game still dips to around 45 frames per second in more visually taxing moments, but the overall experience is far better than the game's earlier versions. For a title that started life on mobile, this improvement is really impressive. The update might have been a cheeky way to draw attention during HotShot's launch, but it underlines that support for this title is still available 3 years after release. On Switch 2, that ongoing attention now makes Easy Come Easy Golf more playable than ever. When comparing the two, Everybody's Golf HotShots edges ahead for consistency, while Easy Come Easy Golf surprises with how much it's improved. Both are now in a state where performance helps rather than hinders, which means golfers can spend less time worrying about frame rate drops and more time focusing on their next drive. For controls and accessibility, Everybody's Golf HotShots offers several swing systems, but the classic triple trap method remains the foundation of the game. On the Switch 2, the input now feels crisp and responsive, rewarding precise timing with accurate shots. For experienced players, this depth allows a lot of control over spin, power, and shot shaping. Putting is also approachable thanks to a clear grid that gives solid guidance, though mastering breaks still takes practice. The drawback here is that the moving needle is still very small and can be hard to pinpoint, which makes long shots trickier and leaves little room for error. Now, despite that learning curve, the depth of HotShots controls is a strength for those willing to put in the time. The game is built to challenge you to improve, and every well-timed drive feels very satisfying because of that extra precision. It's a system that values skill development, and it may not suit everyone, but it does reward those who stick with it. Easy Come Easy Golf takes a far different approach. Its swing system is slower and much more forgiving, which makes the game immediately accessible. Drives still feel weighty and powerful without needing that pixel-perfect timing, and the more relaxed pace suits casual play. Putting, however, I feel, remains the weaker link. The grid system never feels 100% accurate, and there are times when lining up a putt feels more like guesswork rather than strategy. Even with those quirks, the control scheme works well for its intended audience, and it keeps the experience welcoming while still providing enough challenge to stay engaging across multiple rounds. For players who are looking for more ease of use over mastery, Easy Come Easy Golf offers a smooth on-ramp into the genre. Taken together, the two games reflect different philosophies. HotShots is more precision and long-term mastery, while Easy Come Easy Golf is about accessibility and immediate enjoyment. And finally, the green fees. Everybody's Golf HotShots does come in at a premium price, and you can see why. It's packed with content, offers a wide range of modes, challenges, and customization options. The traditional HotShot structure is all here, from solo play to competitive rounds, and the amount of variety keeps things fresh. For players who want a full-featured golf package that can last for months, this is where your value for money stretches the furthest. The fact that Hyde and Bandai Namco are already rolling out meaningful updates soon after launch also gives me confidence that the support will continue, and it makes the investment feel more secure. By contrast, Easy Come Easy Golf sits at a much lower price point. It's more streamlined in both presentation and features, but it's hard to argue the value it offers. You still get your solid single-player campaign, and you get a unique tag team golf system, which some players might feel is a bit unconventional. While it doesn't have the same depth as HotShots, the lower cost makes it easier to recommend for golfers who just want a casual round without committing too much up front. The recent 60 FPS patch also adds to the value conversation. It may have been a cheeky move to shadow HotShot's release, but it's also encouraging to see Claphand supporting the game 3 years on. For Switch 2 owners, that unexpected polish makes Easy Come Easy Golf feel like a bargain, even if its scope is a little bit more limited. Really, golf fans on the Switch 2 are in a fortunate spot. Everybody's Golf HotShots brings a full weight of a long-running series with a little bit more polish, content, and depth. while Easy Come Easy Golf offers a streamlined, affordable alternative that feels smoother than ever thanks to its new patch. Both titles run well on the new hardware, and both have their strengths, and both give players plenty of reasons to keep coming back for just one more round. What stands out most to me is how different the two experiences are, and neither approach is wrong, and both games fill gaps that Switch golfers have been waiting years to see covered. In the end, it's not really about choosing one over the other, as both games are worth playing and celebrating. Whether you're chasing that perfectly timed drive in Hot Shots, or enjoying the easy rhythm of a round in Easy Come Easy Golf, your green fees are going to good use. Thanks so much for watching my video. If you liked it, the best way you can support What's It Like is by liking, subscribing, and sharing it with your friends. For more reviews, click on the thumbnails to the right, and for everything Nintendo, check out whatsitlike.com.au.